Alright, this is converting fractions to decimals. So I'm doing problems 25, 26, 27. I'm going to try to squeeze 27 on this video. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so 4/10. So basically, knowing how to divide, because fractions are division, and knowing your decimal division procedures, well, this will be an easy process. So when you change a fraction to a decimal, what you're doing is dividing. And you're dividing just like you would a fraction. So 10, and remember that 10 is the divisor, and the number on top, the numerator, becomes the dividend. The dividend is what goes underneath the division sign. Alright, so then we do 10 into 4. Well, you can't divide this without turning it into a decimal. But we know this from other videos. So you place your decimal point there, and you place your decimal point there, and you add zeros. Then you say 10 into 40. Well, 4 times 10 is 40. So it's 0.4. The other way we know that this decimal, or that this fraction 4/10 is 0.4, is by knowing the place values. Anything in the 1/10 place goes in the first place after the decimal point. So 4/10 refers to 0.4. For this one, changing this fraction, it's a mixed fraction, into a decimal, the whole number stays whole, and it goes on the left side of the decimal. So far your decimal is going to be 6 point something. So what that something is going to be is you're going to change this 5/8 into a decimal. So once again, you just do the division, the denominator being the divisor, the numerator being the dividend. 8 into 5. So you can't do that, so you start adding zeros after the decimal point. So here's your first zero, 8 into 50. So 6 times 8 is 48. And let's see, 2, you still have a remainder, so you keep adding zeros. Let's move that out there. And 8 into 20 goes 2 times, which is 16. So then you have, borrow that, becomes 10, this becomes 1, so it's a remainder of 4. Keep adding a 0. And if you're having troubles following some of that, I added a 0 there, and I'm adding another 0 here. 8 into 40, obviously that's 5. So then you have a decimal of 0.625. Well, you have this whole number 6, which is there. Now you know the decimal that 5/8 is, which is 625. So the whole decimal becomes 6.625. So number 27, you divide. Simply divide 9 into the 4, and we do the same thing again. If you want a little tip for trying to remember, think of it as always bottom number into the top number. So once again, we're going to have some added zeros. I hope I have enough space here. 9 into 40, 4 times 9 is 36. Oh, well, that tells us a lot right away. Remainder 4, add another 0, 0, so it's going to be 0.4 forever. It's repeating. So you simply write, let's see, let's circle all my answers here. The first answer is there, the second answer is here, and now let's do 0.4. And you don't have to do 2 4s. You just do 1 with the line, and that indicates that 4 keeps going on and on and on. Alright, if you are asked to round this repeating decimal to the nearest hundredth place. You write out to the thousands place and look at the hundreds place and decide what you're going to do. You wouldn't round it to 0.45, but you would keep it 0.44. So if you rounded 0.44 repeating, if you rounded 0.4 repeating to the nearest hundredths place, this is the hundredths place. If you rounded it, you would just have 0.44 without the line. That would be a rounded answer right there. So rounded. That's just an added direction. Okay, let's just double check. Nope, it didn't say to do that specifically. It might say that on the exam, however. 0.44 rounded to the nearest hundredth. I should really write that out in words. H-U-N-D-R-E-D-T-H. Okay.